Hey, good morning, everybody. Um, Told you I'd be back with some video of mini Z's. These little guys. I know my lighting sucks. I'm still working on that. Anyways, mini Z's. 127th, 128th scale remote control cars by look right down below. It's by Kyosho, and they are fantastic cars. I love them. They're just so much fun to play with. Anyways, so we'll get to this here in just a second. Um, Let me get my camera on. All right, here we go. Right, so far, here is my collection. Now, not all of these are cars, as we will see here in just one second. Body, body, and this is a car, and a car. Oh, and I forgot my. Put this one here. This is my all-wheel drive. These other three that I have, they are what we call the rear-wheel drive, and we all run in what we call box stock. It's right out of the box, basically. Sorry about that. The only upgrades available, not really available, to stay in the stock class is I'll show you here. You can change, that light shows up really good. You can change the tires. They come with slick tires. For racing on the foam track pads that we do, the stock tires are absolutely garbage. No traction. You'll slide, you'll turn. It's not worth it. So what we do is we change the tires on the rear. We run the treaded tires. Mine are, I think I run everything as 10 degree, which is super soft. And then your front, you change to a whole lot softer tire. We run 20s, 10, 20, I believe is what these are. And that gives it some fantastic traction. So running box stock, you can change the tire. You can run a T-plate, which is flexibility of the chassis from side to side. It's kind of like a shock absorber. Not really a shock absorber. It springs. That's the only two things that you can change running box stock. And running the tires is an absolute must. Like I said, you cannot race and be good at racing in stock tires. They won't work. So anyways, so this is rear-wheel drive. This is my racer that I have. This is my all-wheel drive. And I did just get the new rims. I ordered them off of Amazon. It said it was supposed to be too wide, which are the back here, and then too narrow, which they sent me 4 wides. So I'll need to actually get another set of tires for this. So what I plan on doing to be able to race the all-wheel drive, the back is all treaded tires, since this is all-wheel drive. We haven't. We race at a place called Lone Star Hobbies here in, I believe it's Richardson, and we haven't had anybody run all-wheel drive yet. We've got a few people that have got a few cars. He started carrying all-wheel drive, but I was really the first. I wouldn't say I was the first to ever have them, but in the group of guys, I was. Yeah, I can't even say that. They may have already had them, but he started carrying them. I got this one before Lone Star started carrying all-wheel drive cars. This is an actual. It's an LM chassis. I do not have an LM chassis. Everything is what they call mid-motor, rear motor mount. Then they also have an LM mount, and the big difference between really the LM and the RM or mid mount is how the motor pod assembly is. So on this one here, this is I believe a mid motor, and you can see how it's really hard. This camera is horrible, obviously. You can see how the motor kind of sits at an angle. And on the bottom, it is completely solid. Well, on the LM chassis, which everything from T-plate forward, or especially where the T-plate mounts and the T-plate itself, everything is the same. The big difference is the motor pod. On an LM motor, it sits flat, and it sits lower in the motor pod. You'll actually have an opening here, and you can see the motor from below. So it sits a lot flatter. You can kind of see how it's at an angle, of course, because it's the way the motor sits. Well, on a LM, that is completely flat. It runs these guys. Now, don't get me wrong. We still run the LM bodies on this chassis right here. Now, this is my son's. This is a 3D painted truck, or a 3D printed truck, and you can kind of see I did some Bondo work with some Tamiya. Let me get this here. I'll show you what I used. I used the Tamiya putty, the basic type. Kind of reminds me of a Bondo, but anyways, that's what I used to kind of smooth out a lot of the 3D printed effects. You can kind of see some printing there, but like at the back, yeah, you can see how it's 3D printed. Well, with the Bondo, the putty, I used it to kind of smooth out as much as I could, really. So anyways, he races this one. Not the truck, really, just the car. He likes to race that one and then act as a tow truck. It's funny. But this is the body that he races. And these are the transponders that we use. I have two different transponders. I think these are iLap transponders, I believe is what they are. There's another group that has a massive track down in San Antonio, and they have the Easy Lap system. So it's a different system, and each one has their quirks. What we found out is on this body, it does have a darker Lexan lid, or basically for like your windshield and everything. We found out that here at my local hobby shop, we can run these transponders inside the car, so you don't actually see it. You'll see a little red light flashing through. I found out that they work through the Lexan, the darks, no problem. Well, I can't say 100% no problem, but I'm pretty confident, because that's pretty much how everybody runs at our local hobby shop, is everything's inside the car. You don't see it. After running San Antonio, they run the iLap system, which is little orange. Let me set that right there. I'll get my little orange one. They run little orange Easy Lap transponders. And we've got it hooked up the exact same way as these. And even if you go to the Kyosho website for Kyosho, they'll sell you the little plug, so that you can plug, and you can't see it right there. Let me take this one here. These are really easy to change bodies. All you do is pull out, and then the car pops out. I mean, super simple. It's awesome setup. Anyways, so you can see here is my iLap transponder, and then it plugs into the ICS port on the car. Now, we run this, we have no problems. Everybody that I know at my local hobby runs just like this, with no problems whatsoever. Let me turn it on, and then you can see how little board, and well, it's actually not flashing. Why is that? Oh, there it goes. Uh-oh. I must have a loose connection. Anyways, sorry, got sidetracked here. Maybe I don't have it plugged in all the way. Oh, there we go. Okay, well, you can see it flashing right there. And in fact, you can see the infrared being lit up. So I'm not exactly sure. They sent me, when we got down to San Antonio, they gave me a little wire plug that goes right here on your battery terminals. Now this is these little junction points here, and sorry, I keep getting out of the camera. Right here, that's where they had us plug up and then go to the transponder. They said, well, that's the way it's got to do. But if you go to Kyosho's website, looking at, sorry about that, looking at the Easy Lap transponders, they will sell you the Easy Lap transponder with the ICS cable. That way you can plug it directly to where the ICS port is, and that's how it's powered. Now, at the other place, they told us we had to run it off the battery because they were having problems where they were missing time in laps. we found that out the hard way. So this is a cool system. It's a mini little transponder. I mean, it's smaller than my other one, and these are knockoffs too. Well, actually, this one isn't. I do have a knockoff of that transponder, but we hooked it up the same way, and we noticed that at the end of the race, we were just as fast as everybody else, lapping some of them. Come to find out that this transponder has an issue going through the dark colored Lexan screens. So, and then here on this body, you can see it's clear, and they mount them on the inside. Well, of course it's clear, so the infrared's going to go through no problem. The darker screens, like this car, this one, of course. Do I have? No, I don't have one on that one. This body here and this body. Well, you can see I moved it. The orange tracker has a problem going through the dark screens. These guys here never had a problem, but I wanted to be on the safe side and to eliminate any kind of issues with it. I didn't know it was really of a play to see if there was an actual problem. So I started mounting, and I love this one. This one's my favorite so far. It's the Corvette, and I didn't mount it here. I goofed up, was heating some glue and melted the screen. Oops. Oh well. So I mounted it here just to eliminate the possibility that they are having the same issue. I don't believe they are, because everybody else at Lone Star runs the transponders in the bodies. They all have the dark screens. We all use, these are white. This is originally was a white body that you can get. It's called the white body set, and then you paint it whatever. And they all have the black screens, the black windows. Everybody runs it inside. Never have had an issue. The only time we've had an issue was when we went to the San Antonio racetrack, which is awesome, by the way. I love it down there, guys. Anyways, they run this after a couple hours of investigating what was going on. These do not like the dark windshields. So if you run this guy, you either need to take out the windshields or run these. This is the 1/10, 1/8 scale. This is a clear Lexan body. Okay, I love bugs, by the way, so I bought me a Beetle, and it is clear, and you would have to run a clear windshield to be able to run these guys. So they work great. The system works fantastic. The only issue is windshields. Horrible that they could not have put a stronger emitter on here. It wouldn't have taken up any more power than what these guys do. And we connect them the same way. So their philosophy was the port doesn't provide enough power, blah blah blah. I don't agree with that, because when you go to Kyosho's website, they sell you this little cable which plugs into the port, just like that. Plug that into the ICS port of the board on the car, and there you go. That's how they sell it to you. So, anyways, that's what we run into. I did end up having to buy 2 of the Easy Lap transponders because me and my son went down to race, and we had to have it. So, and this is a knockoff transponder of the iLap system, but it works just fine for what we have at our local hobby, and that's all I care about. If I was in San Antonio more, then yeah, I would find easy ways of mounting that on the outside of the car. We were only there for one Saturday, and that's it. I haven't been back. It's a 4 and a half hour, about a 4-hour drive for me to get to San Antonio. That's just not going to happen every day. Anyways, so again, this is my collection of Mini Z's, and I'll show you the all-wheel drive, the LM body, the McLaren, I believe that is a McLaren, the Bug. Now the Bug is a brushless, called the Evo, the MR03 Evo. That's the brushless system, super fast. And this is only the 4100 or 4300 kV motor, which is a little faster than the stock motor, but it is faster. I just can't drive that fast. And then, of course, the MR03 RWD, rear-wheel drive. So that's what we're running. This is my collection. My son drives this one, and drives the pickup truck. Those are what he runs to play with around the house and to race with. Of course, then I've got 2 Evos. No, 1 Evo. 1 rear-wheel drive, and this is actually an Evo all-wheel drive. It's a little bit different setup. So all of these guys are completely fun, boxed right out of the box. The MR03 rear-wheel drives come with bearings. As far as your wheels, they have bearings. You can get the MR03. There's a racer, and then there's another wheel drive that has bushings. If you get those, buy the bearing kit, upgrade the bearings. The cars they're phenomenal. Or just spend a little extra and do the rear-wheel drive that has the bearings already. It's usually a black box that says RWD. It's awesome. I've raced 10th scale. I've raced 8th scale. And a lot of people, there's a lot of drama in racing, period. But what I have noticed is over racing for a little while, there tends to be a lot less drama racing the Mini Zs. I'm not saying that there is no drama, period. There's just a lot of less of it. I don't know why. Some will agree, some won't. You know, some of you are not going to agree with me. But anyways, I'm going to wrap this up. This video has definitely gone longer than I wanted it to. I just love these cars so much. They're so fun. Anyways, guys, one more shot. Boop. Oh, doop, oh, doop. There we go. All right. Here's my Mini Z class. I love them. Anyways, guys, again, click the like button, subscribe button. Let me know. Just give me a few comments on what you think. We're going to try to start doing some more videos like this. Of course, it's not all going to be about racing. We do have other things that we like. Gaming. D&D. My son got into D&D, so we're working on that. We do like Pokemon. I know, crazy, isn't it? Pokemon. I haven't tried anything else like Yu-Gi-Oh. We did Magic the Gathering for a little bit. I'm gonna tell you, my son got a hold of it and picked it up pretty easy. I played Magic probably 25 years ago. It's a lot different. It's a lot harder. There's a lot more dynamics to it. So, anyways, and gaming. So probably we'll start streaming some more gaming. Want to work on that. Anyways, guys, y'all have a good one, and we'll catch you later.